H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from, well, Jimmy's in Houston, Texas. I'm in an undisclosed location, but we're coming to you live. But we're broadcasting on YouTube Live and Facebook Live all over the world. And like I said, Facebook came up with some new rules this week, y'all. It had nothing to do with us, and you have to redo it every time before you come on. So I'm gonna figure that out. It's just a Monday morning, and just glad to hear y'all and see y'all. But Jimmy, great weekend of sports. Great weekends of sports. Jimmy, we had some unique things. The NBA, Western Conference, and the Eastern Conference Finals. The football picks. I think we're gonna go into those very soon, Jimmy. And what else we got, Jimmy? And I want your input about how you think Bronny feels, LeBron feels, while his son, he's in the bubble and can't get out of the bubble, and not won't leave the bubble. But his son is on social media firing up one. How would you feel? We'll talk about that. It's a couple more things. Got a couple of surprises for y'all. Jimmy, I want to talk about later on today. We're going to talk about the new Chop Shop T-shirts that will be available soon. And Jimmy, I found out that you can. It don't have to be a certain color. You pick your color. You know, like your Nike ID, your shoes. You pick the color of the shirt that you want to, and whether it pink, whatever color you want, and we're fixing all that up so you can have a made to order a Chop Shop t-shirt. They're working on all that information. But Jimmy, what's going on with these picks and where you want to start today? Thank God I'm doing this, y'all, from a remote location. So, and I hope everything. Y'all tell me how it look. So, Jimmy, what you got going on, baby? You hit your button?
What's
Okay.
going on, guys? Let's get this thing. Let's get right into these picks, and that way, there's so much football on that took place this past since Thursday, and let's see how we stand. Lori Dodson, I know she's out there somewhere, and I
Yes.
haven't even checked. She normally,
Yes,
uh,
she got it,
I
but
done
you
got
got your
kind of
sheet though,
spoiled
right?
because Lord,
You got
I
your
got
sheet.
our initial sheet.
Yeah.
I got my initial sheet that
But
we
I
that
don't
I
think
that we,
Lori didn't put the she didn't put the odds
yeah,
up there. The
like she
points.
normally does. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she didn't
didn't.
put the points on
So
there.
Lori had me spoiled, and so
Yeah.
I want to. Well, we get right into it. Let's get right into it because there's so much on our Thursday.
Uh-huh.
You miss we do our picks with the NFL games, and and we take turns just out of I
Yeah, it's
mean
fun.
neither one of us
Yeah.
are self-proclaimed football gurus at all. We just like most of you guys, or a small percentage of you guys that are sitting out there watching, just have a little fun picking some games. Either we get a chance to take the spread or give the spread, and that way now
Yeah.
you only can blame yourself. And so uh, here's what we got from this on Thursday night. Ada,
Uh-huh.
you took you took Cincinnati.
Uh-huh. And how
Well,
many?
you went first. You took Cincinnati. You took the Cincinnati, and you took 6.5 points.
Okay.
And and of course, the final score on that game was 35-30. How about that?
Wow, I won that one.
35-30.
Wow.
And so I you won that one.
Okay.
Next up,
Okay.
we'll go down in order, and
Okay.
that was Atlanta and Dallas. Of
Okay.
course, Dallas. I'm sorry that we went with the line. Dallas was 4.5
Okay.
over Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and of course the Cowboys pulled that game off 40-39.
So
I had Dallas,
oh,
and
you
I
had
gave you the
Dallas?
4.5. Yeah,
Oh, you gave me 4.5?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
won again?
yeah. Watch
Dang.
this. Yeah, watch this.
Okay.
Buffalo and Miami.
Uh-huh.
I had Miami
Okay.
and the 5.5 points.
You got me that time.
Right?
Okay.
Hold on. Let's get the final score out there. 31-28. Buffalo won. So
Okay.
that's one.
That's
right?
one for you.
That's
Okay.
right. Carolina and Tampa Bay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You had Tampa Bay. You gave me Carolina in 9 points.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay won 31-17.
Yeah, I won.
Right?
So I won that, right?
Denver and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I had Denver in 7.5 points. Pittsburgh won 26-21.
Oh man.
Okay.
That's
Next
for you.
up, Green Bay. Detroit at Green Bay. I had Green Bay. I gave you Detroit in 6. Green Bay, the Packers of Green Bay won at 42-21.
I'll give you that. You know I didn't want to. You know what, Jimmy? Don't ever have me betting against my guys no more. But keep going.
What's the score now? What's the score? Because you was keeping up
It's
at
three to
first.
three. 3-3.
Oh, I just want to make sure. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Jacksonville.
Right? You
Jacksonville,
hold on,
Tennessee.
hold on, hold on.
Hold on. Hold
I
on.
I took that was my pick. I took Tennessee
Okay.
and gave you Jacksonville in 9.
Okay.
Right? The final score was 33-30.
I got that one. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The LA Rams at Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pick 'em. I took the Rams, for which who won 37-19. What's the score now, Hal?
4-4.
Okay.
Okay.
Minnesota at Indianapolis.
Okay.
I took Minnesota. How do you had Indy in 3, right?
Okay.
And Indy won the game 28-11.
So who won that? Who won that? Me?
You can mark that one down for me if you want to.
Oh, I took who? I had
You
who?
took the Colts. You took the Colts.
I took the Colts, right? So I win that, right?
I don't know. I ain't really
Quit
looking at it
cheating,
that
Jimmy.
hard.
Come on, man. You gonna win this one. You beat me by 1, I think. But keep going. So I got 5 to your 4. Come on.
The New York Giants at the Bears. I took the Chicago and gave you 5.5.
You lost that, didn't you? I can't.
Chicago won 17-13.
So I won that, right?
San Francisco
And the Jets.
and Jets.
What happened?
I had the Jets in 7.
You had the Jets in 7. I gave you all of them, so I won that one too.
Yeah. Washington and Arizona. I had Arizona in 6.5.
You won that.
Arizona won 30-15.
Yep.
Kansas City and the Chargers. I had the Chargers in 8.5. Kansas City won in overtime 23-20. Baltimore and Houston. I had Baltimore and gave you the Texans in 7, and Baltimore won 33-16. New England and Seattle. You took Seattle, you gave me New England in 4. New England won 35-30.
The Seahawks won, man.
I mean, the Seahawks won 35-30.
Quit lying, man. Seahawks won, man. That's mine.
I just misread that one.
Okay.
So now what's the score now?
It's 8-7, me.
So that means I get to pick. We go to the final,
Uh-huh.
to the Monday Night Football.
It's not. How is it tied, Rod Wells? I got 8 to your 7. Is it another game out there, Jimmy?
Yeah, no, Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football got to decide.
Okay.
So
hey, Rod
New
Wells,
Orleans-
I'm not going. Guess what Rod Wells put on that, Jimmy? He put that you won 8-7. Rod Wells, we're not going by what you say no more.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that, Rob.
Yeah,
That's
man.
how
Rod Wells on that medicine, man.
I like that.
I
Hey,
don't like that, Rod.
so tonight, Monday Night Football, New Orleans at Las Vegas at the Raiders. This opens up the Raiders' brand new stadium. Are they having fans in there at all?
I don't know.
Any guy out there in the Boom Boom Room land, are they having fans? Kevin Allen, they the Silver Fox, are they having fans in the game tonight, Monday Night Football? That matters. That matters. That stadium is sleek. Man, I said I would
What's
never
the game
bet.
tonight? Jimmy, is it my pick or yours?
I mean, I don't remember who picked last, but
You really? Cause you need this game better than I do. So guess what I'm gonna do? You see what? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, watch Robert Hatter. Jimmy, I'm gonna do you the honor. You can pick, man. Go
I
on,
think ain't
go on, pick, man.
ain't Michael Thomas, is he back or is he out
He out
tonight?
tonight. He's out tonight.
Mike Thomas out?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Raiders in 6.
Did you know that's Dion? Did you know that was Keyshawn Johnson's nephew, Mike
Mike
Thomas?
Thomas?
Yes. How can
That's
you have
Keyshawn.
that many good wide receivers in your house, in your family?
Keyshawn, Keyshawn, marketing agent marketing rep should have they should have been on top of that a long time ago. And
Why he got to live off his
no, but I
Keyshawn
mean
Johnson?
that you can connect that in that way it can help because I mean if you was a Keyshawn fan and you was thinking about him, you're gonna automatically roll over into his kinfolk.
Maybe
That's kind of like what we're
Mike
talking
want to be his own man. I'm telling you some stuff that everybody might not know.
about. Obviously, he want to be his own man. They could have capitalized off that though.
Jimmy, I got to tell happy birthday to Devin DeBrose. Happy birthday, Cleveland Brown Jr. Happy birthday today. You might not be watching it because you should be at school, but happy birthday to young Devin out on the West Coast. So what else you got, Jimbo?
Man, that Cowboys game yesterday. You know what? I really didn't realize. Well, I did, but
What you didn't realize? What you didn't realize?
how fanatical the Dallas Cowboy Nation really is. Walt Gates, I see you out there. Y'all, I mean, they were
Did
really
you see
depressed.
him? Did you see him
I
on
mean,
Facebook? Oh my
oh my,
goodness.
I didn't, but then somebody, like coerced me to go check it out. And I mean, seriously, dude, mental health really plagues among a lot of Cowboy fans. You guys are you are bipolar. A lot of you Cowboy fans. I just can't. I mean, they had actually packed Dak Prescott and taped him up and put him on the side of the road for heavy trash. I mean, y'all had basically I mean, this is unbelievable how you guys are. And it's so funny because, hell, if that makes the world a better place for you guys to win, if it does make the world a better place, then I ain't got no problem with the Cowboys folks winning. But boy, let me tell you something. Now you guys should really look in the mirror and see why so many people who are anti-Dallas Cowboys, like my guy Odyssey, I see y'all there. You know how y'all go and y'all don't accept those wins, especially them lucky ones like yesterday.
Jimmy, I'll take that win. Jimmy, I didn't want them to go. Dude, I did not want them to lose that game, man. I don't, you know, I just didn't want them to lose that game. I'm serious. I just did not. I
Why
just
you
didn't.
didn't want to lose?
Dallas
Why
to
not?
lose that game. I just didn't want them to. I don't know why. Some inside of me, I'm just not a mean guy, I guess. I was really pulling for them because I felt bad for Dak. I want Dak to get that check. Because we got to, Deshaun Watson got that check and ain't going to win a game this season. So I need Zach to win that check or to get that check. Then he'll be in a position where he don't have to win as many games. So that's Jimmy. It's just I don't know why I felt that way. And Jimmy, I never cared anything about Atlanta, the Dirty Birds. I mean, I know you like the city, but I never cared anything about that team anyway. So yes, I cheered for Dallas last night. And my daughter, my queen, my princess, she loves the Dallas Cowboys. So ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let y'all turn me against them. I'm not gonna be no fan, but guess what? I'm not gonna be against them. So what else you got there, boss?
And that's one thing about it. Now, speaking of the Houston Texans, let's focus on them for a second.
Uh-huh.
And the Texans, guys, I watched a piece of that game yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm concerned now. I'm concerned because there's the energy on the offensive end is non-existent. And this is just me. This is nobody. I haven't watched not one recap of that. I'm talking about just me from my stool. Here's what's going to happen. Deshaun Watson. People, It's like puppies and dogs. People love puppies because they don't have teeth, they don't bite, they cute, coochie coo. Now, when that puppy get paid, he become a dog. The expectations are different. Deshaun Watson has gotten that money, and if you don't start winning, the media, them same media who tolerated you before because you was a discount to the dollar. When you don't win, you don't become a discount to the dollar anymore. And they're going to glean on your ass like none other. I'm telling you that everything that you probably said muted on in the past months and years, you're going to want to speak out on then, and people, those same voices ain't going to be there for your platforms. You better win. You don't forget where I understand longevity. I understand you got to put quarterbacks, you got to protect your body. But guess what? Guess what? You win, you get to live to see another day. If you lose, you look at what happened to King Crableg. King Crableg went from, they tolerated him. Remember, he felt he owned the state of Florida. He was the most popular athlete in Florida just about 5 years ago. King Crableg. Jameis Winston from Florida State. Remember, he was popular because Florida State. I mean, they was generating revenue out the wazoo. Then you go to Tampa Bay, which that means now those fans gotta love you. Let me tell you something, man. Look at what he's doing. He's a third string quarterback, not the backup. He's third string. Look at what almost happened to Cam Newton. After watching Cam Newton last night, I really was impressed with that game. I didn't even care that New England didn't win the game. That's what you call going out with a fight. Guy made a hell of a defensive play, man. And guess what? And Cam tried to follow the script, didn't ad-lib because that's a new system. And if Cam had tried to ad-lib and take to the outside and got caught, then that would have not been a good statement towards your offensive coordinator and your head coach, being that you don't run that program, you just got it there.
Jimmy,
what you think, Al?
Jim, I'm glad you said that about Cam. That just shows you what's going on. And mind you, he was injured. But Jimmy, you remember when Cam was on top, a lot of those guys in the media, y'all, they didn't, because he was a little, he was a little slick with the mouth, Jimmy, in the media. A lot of media didn't like it. So he fall from grace. He got ran out of the they had new ownership in Charlotte. They ran him right out of the ownership. Didn't even want to meet with him. They never said nothing about him. That man said, as soon as that man bought that team, that man's aim was to get rid of Cam. You follow me, Jimmy? I'm just so proud because I like Cam. I don't like his outfits. See, Jimmy, I got a chance to meet Cam when he was just a regular young man with a nice haircut, put on a nice suit. I mean, we at the Home Depot Awards. I went down and, trying to recruit him. Same time I was recruiting Pat Peterson. So, I mean, Auburn played against LSU. That's the first time I ever got a chance to see that game in Auburn. So it was just a unique experience. And to see this guy, and he told y'all, and Jimmy, you remember I played the video. He said, you're going to see a new animal. He said, because I ain't never seen this Cam. And I was and Jimmy, they got him for a wing and a prayer, Jimmy. Jimmy, they got him for Jimmy, they got him for like the whole little clipboard kind of guy. Just an emergency guy, because what? Y'all, your reputation and and I know, man, I'm talented, but your reputation, Jimmy, and your persona, Jimmy, some people in high places, they don't like guys that's outspoken like me. They don't like guys who like Cam. They don't like, so I was just so proud of him and glad to see that did he come back and had a great coach, because coaching matters. Had a great coach, and the coach had glowing things to say about him. And Jimmy, I saw that play last night that he should have. It shouldn't. But let me show you something. One thing I love about when coaches come on our show, I thank you, and I thank myself for being able to call people and bring them on the show. One coach came on this show and said something key. He said, "You got to win your matchup, Jimmy. You got to win your matchup." You don't really say that a lot, Jimmy, but I thought about that last night. I watched that play over 6-7 times. And it's two people on that team, the running back number 47 and one in the guard. They didn't win their matchup. All they had to do is win their matchup. Jimmy, they didn't even have to win the matchup. All they had to do is have a stalemate, Jimmy, and Cam run into the end zone. But both of those guys got beat, and they got him before he could get his momentum up, and they could have won that game, Jimmy. I was very, very disappointed in that. But I just wanted to share that with you. But shout out to Cam Newton. Of course, Jimmy, I thought I was going to not be cheering for the Patriots this year because, I like Tom Brady. But guess what? I'm going to cheer for the Patriots this year. So, Doug, I'm still with you. What else you got, Jim?
Well, I know we up at the break, I think,
Okay.
but and we're talking NFL talk right now on the Chop Shop, and you guys, chime in. We want to go into some of the comments and address some of your thoughts, your after takes from the NFL games.
Oh, yeah.
And how long we got? Are we there now?
No,
We're
we
at
can
the
go
break
now.
right now.
We can go now and come right back.
Let's go to the break and we come right back because there's a couple other players that
Yeah.
I was extremely impressed with for
Okay.
NFL football this past weekend. Extremely impressed.
Let's
And
do
I'll
that.
share those with you when we come right back.
Okay.
Chop Shop.
On its opening weekend, it was good to see the NFL join the rest of the world by using its platform to speak to matters of racial injustice in America. Even if it's just lip service, Lift Every Voice and Sing, an on-field slogan showed at least some concern for the plight of black Americans. That said, it's disappointing that Alejandro Villanueva of the Steelers and Tyler Eifert of the Jaguars attempted to hijack the weekend. The Steelers agreed to all wear the name of Antoine Rose Jr. on their helmets, a teenager shot in the back by police in 2018. Villanueva, who served 3 tours as an Army Ranger in Afghanistan, chose to tape over Rose's name and replace it with that of Alwyn Cash, a soldier who died in Iraq in 2005. Eifert, rather than honoring a victim of systemic racism as encouraged by the NFL, put the name David Dorn on his helmet. Dorn was a 77-year-old retired police officer who was killed while a pawn shop was looted in June in St. Louis. The deaths of Cash and Dorn, both of whom were black, were tragic. But Villanueva and Eifert have plenty of opportunities to bring attention to those causes. Why choose to do so the rare time the NFL is lending its might to fight racism? Why is now the time to change the subject? In a league that demands uniformity and compliance, why was this the time for them to do their own thing? Villanueva and Eifert clearly wanted to make statements, so they should make them. Tell us why a dead teenager wasn't worth your platform, Alejandro. Tell us why this was the time to parrot a right-wing talking point, Tyler. If the NFL wants to end racism, that's wonderful. Now let's find out why these gentlemen don't want to do little things to help.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from all over the world. Houston, Texas. Here in Houston, I'm in an undisclosed area around the country. But Jimmy, you said you were impressed by 2, and when we were off camera, we were talking about it, and I like the way you said it. But we got to figure out ways for we can help, how we can push certain narratives. So, but Jimmy, what you got? I know you had 2 guys you were impressed with in the NFL this weekend. Who you got?
Absolutely. And another continuing NFL conversation, and one is the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray.
Okay.
He won again. Right? Won again. They're 2-0. That defense ain't giving but 35 points in those 2 games, limited to 12. Hey, put it like this. Understand, they were beating the stuffings out of Washington and let Washington come on back and score 2 touchdowns in garbage time to make it look kind of half respectable, 30-15. But Kyler Murray, 2 rushing touchdowns yesterday, in addition to throwing one. Listen, 26 for 38, 286 yards, only one pick, but 67 yards rushing on only 8 carries. He was getting it done for Tampa Bay. Hopkins, 8 more catches for 68 yards. You see? And including a touchdown. And understand something. As the Texans go to 0-2, this team go to 2-0. A lot of people sit muted when Hopkins, you could smell from a mile away. You could smell the stench on the situation between Hopkins and that coach. That guy, even though you could smell it, because if Hopkins was lying in any form or fashion, guess what would happen? 3, 4, 5, 10 players would have came up and say, man, that ain't true, y'all. Or they would have defended the staff or the establishment. That didn't happen.
What did D-Hop say? I don't remember what he said about the organization.
Remember D-Hop, somebody had pinched him in the going on and telling the truth about, yeah, man, the coach, we got a problem. And so Hop released that after let him know. Because people were saying he would call him selfish. They were saying he wouldn't buy into the team concept. Why don't he take less money? Why not? They didn't want to re-up on him after you just let 2 guys go before him for basically nothing. The one, remember? Clowney. The one lineman Clowney, and then the lineman right before Clowney. Who didn't want to take the deep. Who didn't want to stand.
He went to Seattle.
But Clowney went to Seattle himself.
Yeah, he went to Seattle too. No, you let this guy go. So I don't even care if the Texans, I put it like this. At this point, I want Arizona and those 2 guys to be successful, even if it come at the expense of the Texans' misery. Because they know right now, it is awful watching the Texans. I mean, awful. Jimmy, you know what they look like? They remind me of the Rockets. They weren't even competing. They remind me a little bit of the Rockies. They weren't even competing. Yeah, his name Brown.
What's wrong?
Last name Brown. I forgot his first name. I can't think of this kid. Dwayne Brown. Thank you,
Dwayne
Abdul.
Brown.
Yes.
Dwayne Brown. Thank you.
Yes.
Dude, think about it. You can't. It's like, so I let you know the home court advantage. The Texans need home court advantage just to even be competitive. Some people needed to win.
Jimmy.
Like the Cowboys, that home crowd of 21,000, that got them that win.
Jimmy.
If that stadium was empty, the Cowboys would have packed up and went home. That little crowd, even though it's 21,000, but you're echoing, it's reverbing through the facility. Think about it, the less people it is, the more it's reverbing. So you don't have to talk as loud for it to circulate. And they're going.
Jimmy, I love the Boom Boom Room.
What did he say?
Michael Jordan said he's no Bill O'Brien fan, but isn't the offensive line the true elephant in the room? Michael Jordan, he is the one that responsible for having the offensive line, a good offensive line, sir. I mean, I think you missed that. Bill O'Brien is the GM and the coach. I hope you know that. Michael Jordan, he is whatever offensive line that the Houston Texans have, Bill O'Brien is responsible for acquiring. So yes, you don't have to be a big fan of him, but he is so responsible for this ineptness. And guess what? And now, Jimmy, ladies and gentlemen, I got to explain this to y'all something about the NBA. I mean the NFL. I'm sorry. I keep getting them 3 names mixed up. Let me show you something, Jimmy. Now that Deshaun Watson is getting that big deal, remember, it wasn't stretched out over a long time like Patrick Mahomes, right? He getting that money in 4 years. So guess what's going to happen, Jimmy? He going to account for almost 35% of the salary cap. So guess what that means, Jimmy? It's going to be hard for them. See, the teams that should be winning are the teams that's with their quarterbacks in them rookie deals or them young deals or them rookie deals, or a quarterback who's going to help the team. I don't blame Deshaun. I wouldn't have helped him either. But Deshaun Watson's winning days as the Texans is going, dude, you can't pay nobody else. You can't pay nobody else. That's the thing with the NFL, who has a hard cap. Unlike the NFL, NBA, they have you can get around the cap, but it's a hard cap in NFL, and that's if you're a Houston Texans fan, it's some more of this coming. And then, Jimmy, did you see their schedule coming up? Oh my God, they got headbangers on the schedule. So
they travel to Pittsburgh this weekend.
Headbanger.
Pittsburgh is 2-0.
Yes.
The Steelers are 2-0. You know, a tough win against Denver this past Sunday. But you got to realize Roethlisberger, he's back in old form. I think he had over 300 yards passing this past weekend. But this polar running game with the Texans,
Jimmy, it just ain't good, Jim.
You remember, I didn't like the running back core last year.
You ain't never liked the running back.
Johnson & Johnson.
But Jimmy, what? Jimmy, them some no-name backs everywhere else, Jimmy. But these guys are put in a position where they can run. It's no-name backs all the time, Jimmy. Jimmy, Coach, hold up. Remember, when you pay a back a lot of money, what's my boy that went to Lakers and now he gone? Todd Gurley gave him all that money. They ain't been no good since. Soon as they got rid of him, they're a lot better when he's gone. So that's unique. What else you got? My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I mean, I was just thinking about it. I mean, it's and then speaking of the other person I was impressed with.
Okay.
After yesterday, Lamar Jackson.
Jimmy, you impressed with him? Are you just used to? Jimmy, you ain't used to that yet.
No. See, here's the thing. If you allow yourself to get used to it and them being that young, then it sets the stage for the excuse for them to pile on. No, we're going to treat them just like they treat those white boys that come in the league 2-3 years in, and you keep adding like you never saw it happen before, acting like it's the first time. And that's how you treat it to the other people. It's like, and let them be the ones to say, well, man, aren't you used to it yet? No.
Jamie, maybe I said something wrong. I'm used to his excellence. See, because Jimmy, they they're gonna come back and say, well, he don't win in the big game. He didn't win in the big game 2 years in a row. He didn't win in the big game.
That's the playoff, okay? And he has time to get there.
Yeah,
he has time to correct that.
That boy to learn how to do some more stuff, Jimmy, this year. He used to take off. He working that thing, man. I love Lamar Jackson. I'm glad you're impressed with it. I'm super.
Oh, absolutely.
But Jimmy,
and then guess what, Howard? If you listen to him talk in the pressers, how he constantly defers the credit to his teammates. He's not planning to play hero ball. And these one, when I see a lot of those old quarterbacks and OGs, what you got?
Well, I got one, since you went there, I got one I'm impressed with. And you got to use that same analogy. Russell Wilson, man. Do you understand how good this guy is, Jimmy? He have never had an MVP vote. For 8 years in a row, he been balling. He ain't had an MVP vote. He got MVP money, but Jimmy, he got that bread. But Jimmy, I'm so impressed by him. Think about the show. Think about the show him and Cam put on last night, man. Guess what? Last man had the ball. He did. You know what, man? I can't. You know what? I can't second guess Bill Belichick. He's a lot better at me in this thing. It's just like I just told you, that guy didn't win his matchup. But hey, let's not leave Russell Wilson out, Jimmy, because they're not gonna give him the credit either. So we got to push that narrative also.
And that is, of course, shout out to Doug Jones for reminding us the next Monday night football is Kansas City at Baltimore.
Yes.
And that's, you know what, the NFL, well, of course, no, that's right. They purposely didn't schedule any playoff games on this Monday tonight, nor last Monday.
I didn't know
They
that.
purposely didn't schedule any of those NBA playoff games on those 2 nights, and that's fortunate. Fortunate. Because next Monday night would have been, man, would Kansas City at Baltimore. Some other
Hold up,
highlighted
Jimmy. No,
game.
no, 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 Jimmy. I thought didn't nobody watch football no more.
No, they relaxed that. That's
No,
I
no, no.
mean,
I'm just telling you the narrative's still going out there. The narrative's still out there, Jimmy. People saying that they don't. I mean, you know, them other people who, cause the NFL is. Hold up, Jimmy. The NFL is allowing them guys to just kneel and allow them guys to do everything now. It's not that good of a sport anyway. We don't want to watch it anyway. You know, that's a narrative out there right now, Jimbo. You know, and then you still got the guys who saying, well, Colin Kaepernick hadn't got a job yet, so we still got some of them out there now. Jimmy, huh? I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's I mean, that's going to happen in all angles of society. I mean, that's going to, but that's not the masses. Bottom and the ratings, yes, we know the ratings aren't equivalent to what they were in the regular normal pandemic free season. Mm-hmm. But for the opening of this season, understand, indirectly, it was not purposely done for it to be 10 black quarterbacks starting on opening day of the NFL. That happened to be a narrative that was there. It wasn't like they constructed it and say, oh, it's going to be a pandemic in 2 years. Let's get us a black quarterback. And those black quarterbacks, all of them have proven to be exciting. Well, probably except for maybe not Deshaun Watson right now. And in their
Jimmy,
own.
He got a resume, though. He got a resume.
Yeah, I mean, they worth turning the channel on at least at the beginning of the game.
Right.
And most of them. Well, I mean, probably maybe not Carolina.
He's a little boring. You have to watch paint dry to enjoy it. Like watching paint dry. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
So, but next weekend, 3 games on tap.
Okay.
Dallas, you Cowboys?
Who we got?
I'm taking all bets next weekend. I'm gonna tell you right now. I like it when y'all happy like that. Cowboys are playing at Seattle at the 3:25 game next Sunday. On Sunday. Chris Walker, all you Cowboy fans out there that love him to death. And I don't want to break none of you guys. So let's keep the bets 100 or below. I want to keep it safe. I just want a tank of gas or 2 out of you guys. Cause I know, and we're gonna do the cash app. You're gonna cash app me. That way I ain't gotta go spend a tank of gas to find none of you. You know, I gotta go pay my backup, my heavyweight to come ride with me. Hell, by that time the money be gone. So you gonna cash at me. I'm taking all bets. Cowboys in Seattle. How about Green Bay at New Orleans? That's the nighttime game. They knew what they were doing with the scheduling. You know how I pride myself on doing my schedules and being a grand master of scheduling youth basketball tournaments and stuff out. Whoever put that schedule together, I give them thumbs up. Now, this Monday Night Football game, that's some slop. But I can understand because they thought Miami at Jacksonville, the Thursday night game, because they thought maybe it was a chance that
Jimmy
were starting.
And he could play. Watching Miami excited. They just ran it up against two buzzsaws. Miami can play, man. And that what is his name? Gardner Minshew. Jimmy, this ain't gonna be no. I'm telling you now. Hey, it's not a marquee game, but I want Brian Flores to win, Jimmy. I want Miami to win.
You know Miami's some slop.
Not really.
Ain't the beard over there? Ain't they the quarterback?
Yeah, but Jimmy, have you been looking at the scores? They've been all right. Jimmy, they done ran into some buzzsaws, man.
They played Buffalo, Hatter.
Buffalo is supposed to be one of the top teams in the league now.
Ain't the boy from the Texans, ain't he still with Buffalo? The one that they picked over Vincent Young?
The one they picked? I don't think he in the league no more. You remember he started trying to sneak in that girl's house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He's still in the league. One room, y'all let me know.
What's that boy's name? I forgot his name.
He's so terrible.
He's so terrible. I forgot the defensive end.
Mario. Thanks.
Yeah.
Big Tim.
Yeah.
Mario. Is he still in the league with Buffalo?
I don't think he is. I don't think he
So
is. But
speaking of
Jimmy,
football,
Jimmy, hold
let's
up,
get we
Jimmy.
didn't talk
Hold up, no, no,
more
no, no,
football. You got one more?
no. No, you just said Miami some slop. Jimmy, there was 20. They had 28 to 30.
Yeah.
I'm 31. They wasn't no slop. I'm telling you, hey, remember?
But had a Buffalo is slop.
No, sir. No, sir. They got my boy who came on our show. How you gonna do Josh Allen like that?
Say, man, sometimes
You
it's
got to,
it's better to be lucky than good. That's what I told some people earlier. I told Mr. Katie, Josh Allen, and they are 2-0,
yeah.
Buffalo. But at the same time, who does Buffalo have next week?
Jim, I'm telling you, they better than we think.
They host the Rams. If Buffalo get past the Rams, then we take them serious.
Not happening. Jimmy, I did
Then we
not
take them serious.
I did not get a chance to talk about this, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. This year, and I always give them a tribute every year. The production team at HBO, who does Hard Knocks. Jimmy, I don't know if you watch it or not, but Hard Knocks is one of the best shows that come on TV. One of the best, produced shows. Let me tell you what they did this year. They didn't just cover one team because of the pandemic. Jimmy, they didn't cover one team. They covered both LA teams. They covered the They covered the Chargers and the Rams. They switched back and forth. They talked about social issues. You just learn so much. So if you get a chance, go back to HBO and go. If you check it out on demand, it's one of the most, unbelievable. You got to watch Hard Knocks. And Jimmy, both of those teams are balling. And I just want y'all to explain to me. I've been to early preparations for a football game. You get there early and watch the team warm up. How in the hell did Tyrod Taylor, Jimmy, get hurt before the game? You're supposed to touch the quarterback.
I didn't realize he didn't even play for the Chargers.
Yeah, the rookie played Herbert. That's why they lost. They was giving Kansas City everything they wanted. Jimmy, the man, Doug, you explain that to me. And some of your football fanatics, y'all help me. I've never heard a guy being hurt in warm-ups before the game. A quarterback, I've never heard that. And he said he hurt his pec. Shoulder. No, it's pectoral. Something he hurt. I just never heard. His chest area. He says chest area was hurt. Oh, his chest was cheek. Oh, chest bumping. Okay, whatever. Oh, he said cheek bumping. But yeah, I didn't understand it. Todd, Todd Barley, have you ever heard of that? Oh, he was having real problems. Okay. But the quarterback don't get hit all week. He must have got hurt last week, Jimmy. It might be a lingering thing from last week. But what else we got, man?
I was looking at those the ages for the 10 black quarterbacks that started on opening night, opening day in the NFL this year, record number.
Okay.
And understand this: out of them 10, the oldest is 31 years old.
That's got to be
and
Russ.
That would be Russ, Cam, and Tyrod Taylor. 31. And the youngest are Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins, both are 23 years old. Well, Lamar Jackson is 23 as well. So that means quarterbacks, you think at it, we have a couple of quarterbacks in the league right now, about 3 or 4, that's 40 years old plus. Right? Drew Brees.
Oh, that's right. Right.
And what about Green Bay? How old is Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron close. He 40. He should be.
I
haven't looked it up.
I'm just curious. I haven't either. I'm just curious to see. I'm just looking at the special. That means if we got 3 that's 31 years old, our 3, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor. 2 of those 3 has at least 3 years left in them.
Okay.
2 of those 3 has at least 3 years left in them. And just thinking about that.
off the top of my head without looking. I'm just trying to write down the black quarterback, and I almost got him. I said Wilson, Murray, Newton, Taylor, Haskins, Jackson, Watson, Bridgewater. I'm missing one.
Prescott.
Prescott. Thank you. I don't know why I forget about him. I like Dak, but I forget about him all the time. But Jimmy, that's 9. Jimmy, I'm missing one. I got Prescott, Bridgewater, Deshaun Watson, Jackson, Hoskins,
Mahomes.
Mahomes. My man. Boy, you all right. All right, let's make it happen.
Now, as we get in this, now, Jocks Amon say Jalen Hurts was named the starter. Was he?
No.
Was he?
No. Hell no. Carson Wentz? Hell no.
No, he's not. I don't think he was named the starter.
No.
Unless it just happened. Hold on. Are you talking about right now? They wouldn't name.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't name a starter on the off day, would they?
Yes, they would.
Normally football they do on the off day. Monday's normally off day.
Ain't them folks are doing it. Let tell Jock he got to send us. Tell him he got to send us some receipts on that one. Let me just click through Twitter right quick, Jim. That should be my trending topic. If that's not trending, it ain't working. But Jimmy, did you see all of them marquee guys that got hurt?
No, I didn't see the ones. I know a lot of people got
Garoppolo. A lot of people. Garoppolo. Saquon Barkley got hurt. McCaffrey got hurt. Dude, I don't see that one, John.
So now let's go and crank this up, Hatter. Everybody about the man. We can't hold it back no more. Let's go on and talk about since we're talking football, and Jackson State has. It's been official. They've officially agreed to terms with Deion Sanders to become their next football coach at Jackson State. And I think it's a very embracing move from both sides. Deion right now has never been a head coach, yes, he has. He was a head coach at Prime Prep, but he's an offensive coordinator at Trinity Christian right now. And Deion, understand one thing about him. A lot of people, and this is where I go right. Deion has, as a 50-year-old, I think he's 50. He's somewhere right. How old is Deion, y'all? Yeah, is he 50? I think he is, right?
He old as hell.
Look him up. He ought to be close. He ought to be right around there. At his age, Deion has an above average ability to communicate and speak the language of a lot of these young teenagers.
53, Jim.
53. He knows how to tap into them. Let me tell you something why he's valuable and spooky for a lot of programs. Because if you were All-American and you played in that Under Armour Bowl, Deion coached one of the teams for the last few years. So that means he knows a lot of the All-Americans. Every All-American, things don't turn out to be peaches and cream wherever they go to school at. So guess what? The NCAA, once again, is expected. I know in basketball, it's a lock to happen in basketball. But I don't know how they're going to treat it in football. But I know they're going to, in January, they are going to modify the rules that every student athlete in basketball will be able to transfer one time without sitting out. If they do it for basketball, then why would they not do it for football? If this happens for football, Deion Sanders will receive at least 4 or 5 All-Americans is going to be disgruntled and say, man, you know what? I'm going in my next year. I need one good year. Deion has all these contacts in NFL. He has all these contacts in the media.
Jimmy, that's counterproductive. Think about this, Jimmy. But if he got all these contacts in the NFL, why is he not a coach in the NFL?
Well, here's the thing. Deion wanted to coach there, but then the jobs that people would give him would have been a pay cut for what he was doing, what he was doing in the booth.
But you said contacts. Usually when You said contact. I'm just saying nothing against him because he does have contacts. But sometimes we just got to think a little bit, man. If he got that many contacts in the NFL or I remember now he had to. I don't know what happened. The NFL network, he had to leave there. I don't know why, and go to Barstools. That's a step down, Jimmy. Step down. So I'm glad he took this job. I thought he would price himself out of this job. I didn't think he'd be serious because I know guys like that demand so much attention. Prime time, and he demands so much attention. So, but I'm doing the break. I'm gonna make sure I play it. His interest, Jimmy. I don't know if you've seen when he came into the stadium when they ushered him in, the new coach in. They gave a grand interest, as Jackson State probably would do. So, I mean, that's what I love about HBCUs, man. This wouldn't happen nowhere else like this. So, but I played during the break. But I'm sorry, Jimmy. That's why I'm saying, Jimmy. You say he got contacts. He might have. But guess what? He knows every scout. He knows every coach, and they gonna he's a phone call away from getting guys to come. Let me tell you something. He won't have no problem conducting a pro day at Jackson State. Usually they don't have them at HBCUs, but not all of them. But he will have no problem getting that done. You're right.
And that's exactly exactly. And so
Right.
that means if you're Jackson, Mississippi, is not Ittle Bitter, Mississippi.
No.
Two different towns. Jackson, Mississippi is okay.
That's a city,
It's good.
Doc. Big city.
You know,
Yeah.
so that understand he's not in the country. You know, you can, and then Jackson, you can get somewhere. You can get to Memphis. You can get over. You can get somewhere if you need to get somewhere.
Right.
Up out of there.
Right.
He's in an athletic director. Ashley used to be the AD over at Prairie View. We was his guest a couple of years ago, and in his trailer at the Prairie View homecoming, went down and invaded it down there, and went down and asked her, "Y'all come on with me, y'all walk with me.
Sure
I got this thing." And I showed, hey, Ashley left, man. I got to get. That's my boy, so I know how to. We might have to take the show on the road.
Who's the new guy? Who's the new guy over there? We
What you
don't
mean,
know.
new guy?
Who's the new athletic director up there at
What do
Prairie
you
View?
mean? Oh, at Prairie View?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit,
man. I
we
can't
just got
remember
to
who they-
convert him, Jimmy. We just got to convert him to one of our dudes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Jimmy, I want to address some, and Fob, you're right. You know, when I'm agree with you or something wrong. Fob talking about compliance is going to be the biggest hurdle. I hope they do well against everybody except Southern University. And Jimmy, and he's right, because Jimmy, remember I told a story even when Penny became a coach at Memphis. Penny gonna have different relationships with people than the normal coach would. You follow me? A prime gonna have different relationships with people that normal coaches would. So of course, and I never forget, because I was gonna travel with him to watch a basketball game, and I was gonna be in his van. You know, he got this special made van with Memphis Tigers in it, right? And he said, "Man, hold on a minute. I want you to ride with me, but let's make sure it's okay that my former agent is riding with me in this thing, because I can't use this as a recruiting tool." So we called that compliance officer right there on the spot. And she said, "Penny, you're going to have unique relationships that a lot of coaches wouldn't have. Of course it's okay for Robert. There's a lot of things that Robert can do. You can do with Robert because of y'all have a what? Pre-existing relationship. It's certain things I can't go over top and go do this and do this and pay for this and pay for this. Yes, but long as we don't have to be hush hush about our relationship. You follow me? Sneak around, because he has unique relationships with people. So Jimmy, I just wanted to address that. That's a great comment, Bob. A great comment.
Yeah. But and the thing is, well, my thing is, as far as the compliance is based on the fact that Deion Sanders had endured the opposite end of the compliance issues when he was with Prime Prep and coaching and had guys that was ruled not eligible because of this and because of that. He had to go and be based on the fact that he got in trouble after giving the wide receiver from Oklahoma State and giving him a little extra benefit. Remember he got ruled ineligible. Gordon, what's his name? I think from about 8 years ago.
Who,
The
Deion
wide
did?
receiver that went to Oklahoma State.
Deion, this happened to Deion? I don't.
Yes, Deion. Deion hung out with Deion, and Deion the kid got ruled ineligible because you guys help me out in Boomer Room. Help me out on this. Y'all doing a great job. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Y'all mentioned his name in the Boom Boom Room. Who got the wide receiver? He wore number 88.
Wait a minute. Oh, you talking about the kid from Lufkin?
I don't know where he was from, but he hung out with Deion, and he got ineligible. Blackman. No,
Oh,
is that it?
Blackman.
Is that it?
Blackman, Jimmy, Blackman got ineligible because of that doing too many drugs.
No, that's not the guy I'm talking. Is that the guy that got ruled? He
All
went
right,
to
Dez
Oklahoma
Bryant.
State.
Or was it Dez Bryant?
Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
Dez Bryant is who
that's-
I'm talking about.
That's the guy from Lufkin I'm talking about. He's
Dez
from
Bryant
Lufkin.
lost a year in college because of Deion. So I'm saying, Deion.
Jimmy, you're absolutely right because he wind up signing with Deion's agent.
Yeah. So Deion should know
You're right.
the compliance part
You're right.
on two layers,
You're
from the high school
absolutely
level as well as the college, dealing with a collegiate student athlete. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen, but the thing is, now here's the question. We're just talking from our perch, talking about football based on what we know. Because guess what? Hell, Avery Johnson used to be able to speak those guys' language as well. His son was playing grassroots basketball along the time when your son came along, howling through the ranks. And guess what? Avery Johnson was the coolest guy in the room. He knew the lingo, he can identify, and everybody was cool. He goes to Alabama. Guys didn't run to Alabama for Avery Johnson.
Good point.
So that doesn't mean hell, Isaiah Thomas took a job for $1 at Florida International about 10 years ago or so as a college coach, and everybody thought that, oh man, that's Zeke. Isaiah, if you're a guard, why wouldn't you go learn from Isaiah? Isaiah was an NBA coach. He just left New York Knicks. And so guess what happened? He took the job for $1. Did nobody flock down to Florida International? This doesn't mean that Deion Sanders is going to inherit a plethora of talent in Jackson, Mississippi. But in life, we buy the rumor, sell the fact. And that's the thing, what I'm looking at. Just pay attention, because now, especially speaking of
Why couldn't we get him at TSU, Jimmy? Why couldn't y'all pull the move? Why couldn't we get him at TSU?
I mean, Kevin Granger, man, could get. I mean,
I'm talking about back before Clarence came.
But guess what? TSU pulled a smaller level of a move. They got Cynthia Cooper, a smaller level. You know, you've simplified a fraction. Cynthia Cooper and Deion Sanders, but in Cynthia Cooper's ant bed of where she played professionally, she's equivalent to Deion Sanders. I'm saying, as far as female basketball, what Deion means to men's football or young man football. I would think it's similar. So Prairie View had Cynthia Cooper, and what it's showing is time will tell.
You see what Alfio said? Deion Sanders is the reason you must take your finals in college before the bowl game. What did he do?
Why is that?
Yeah, Alfio, why is that, man? Deion Sanders, I guess he left school. Jimmy, after the bowl game, he was gone. He ain't come back to school. I mean, that's just my Deion Sanders. Soon as that bowl game was over with, Deion Sanders was getting paid.
Way back then?
Yeah, when he came out of Florida State after the bowl game. Yeah, after the bowl game.
Well, hell, that's the bowl games nowadays. I mean, they're smack dab in the middle of the transition period from between semesters. But yeah, it's a good tidbit on that. And if I'm TSU, not JSU, Hicks only support for homecoming. JSU traveling support. I mean, JSU, yes they do. Yeah, they do. But they don't support in football like they used to do. They hadn't been to the playoffs since 2013. Jackson State has. They've been well, not having a winning record since then. That's worse than not making the playoffs. So they've been in the same bucket as a similar bucket as a TSU. You winning, but you can't. You win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. But it's going to be intriguing down there.
You know my greatest Deion Sanders, I guess, quote at the, I don't know if you watched his Hall of Fame speech. And he said, and I love this, y'all. He said, yeah, they always talking about I can't tackle. He said, you know what, though? But I tackled every bill that my mama ever had to pay. I tackled all of them bills. I took care of my mama. I never forget that. He said, in other words, I can tackle. I tackled every bill that lady out there ever had to have and retired her soon as I got to the league. So, I mean, that's one of my greatest Deion Sanders quotes. And, man, hey, Jimmy, I'm excited for HBCU. You know, Jimmy, you're a product of HBCU. And, you know how I am, my affinity for them. You know, my daughter went to Memphis first. Then she came over, took some classes, and finished at TSU. So that was my experience. My brothers and sisters went to Tennessee State. So but I just never. And in my later years, I got this great affinity for historical black colleges, Jimmy. And I tell the story sometime. I didn't know why, and she's not here to tell me, but I remember my mom didn't go to Grambling or Southern. But Jimmy, I remember going to the Bayou Classic every single year. Me and my mama, I told you, our hotel we used to stay at is the Monte Leon. And Jimmy, I didn't know why. I never asked questions. I was just going as a little boy. I didn't know, okay, this HBCU. Nobody told me. I didn't get the HBCU lesson. I was just there with my mom. And I'll never forget it. And I'm proud of the two young girls here in Houston. Jimmy, those young girls who switched from Texas A&M, the volleyball girls to go to Howard, they are from Houston. I didn't know that. They're from Houston. And you know I'm trying to send a message trying to get them on the show on a Women Rock Wednesday. So the two young volleyball, 6'3" young ladies. So it's just unique, man. It's just a great thing for HBCUs, man. I'm just so proud of it. So guess what, Jimmy? If this can happen for Deion, guess it might set precedents for things that can happen in the future. Another top name, former NFL star come and coach one of these HBCUs. I'm ecstatic. So what else you got?
And of course, the SWAC has moved their football season to the spring. So Deion will finish out his high school season in Dallas at Trinity Christian.
Okay.
And then go and join Jackson State and fulfill his duties. So in this case, you guys are wondering, Deion will remain, once again, the assistant coach at Trinity Christian. So how does that work, though, as far as being in contact with student athletes? So he can't remain if they've officially named him the coach and he's signed paper. You follow me, Heather? You have that's a college, those are contacts that are not permissible.
Say that again, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're a Division I coach if they've named him a coach. And the plan is, according to the press release and the presser on the ESPN.
Okay.
And I'm trying to go back and find it. You guys can go and check it out as well. If I'm not mistaken, it's saying he's supposed to remain. He's supposed to not join the team until the spring. He's going to. Here's it goes right here. Currently, Dion is serving as the offensive coordinator at Trinity Christian School
Okay.
in Cedar Hill, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders will finish out the season there
Mm-hmm.
before beginning preparations for the Jackson State season, which has been pushed to the spring by the coronavirus pandemic.
Mm-hmm. So what's your question?
If
He's
you're
still in high school. Let me show you
Yeah.
why. You notice they said, Jimmy, and I've been looking, they said they finalizing the deals. What if the deal hadn't been finalized yet? It's just under contingent when he comes. You follow
I
me?
don't know, but that's going to be a question. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to Ashley
Yeah.
and get that intel because that's a very valid question as to how they may just not sign. They may be disagreeing in principle. You follow me? But once you sign,
Yeah.
Dion has to go and take the test for the NCAA. You have to take that test. You have to do all. It's a quick little test, just
Jimmy,
compliant.
did you see what Corey Willis said? Jackson
No.
State is not Division I in football.
That's right. They're D. What is it?
It's another
D1 AA or something like.
Okay.
They're Division One.
Okay,
but they're not in the. They're not in the
bowl series.
FBS.
Yeah,
In the FBS or whatever it is. They're a Division One program in football. Yes, they are. But I understand. I know exactly what you mean by that. I know what he mean, guy. Don't pile on his
And Jimmy, I was just thinking about it, Jimmy, because I keep going and looking his contract up because I'm trying to get some details. They keep saying they're finalizing it. So maybe they holding it off until then. I'm not sure now.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if you're holding it off, Hatter, look at how the press, that's the. I'm understand. That's a tactical play on words. They have to be not signed. You cannot be signed, but you announced it in the press conference. Jackson State held a press conference.
Yeah, he is their next coach, but it just hasn't been finalized for those very reasons.
And I'm looking at the verbiage because one time you go back and you look at the verbiage and you can see the trick on the words.
Okay.
They say Dion Sanders will be the next. Absolutely. So that's what it means. He could not have signed if he's going to stay at that school.
I got you. Well, let's take a break, Jeff. We didn't went too far.
Yeah, we go back. Now it's time to talk some NBA talk. Let's talk about these playoffs and these NBA, which has been pretty doggone exciting, to say the least.
I like
Chop
that.
shop right back.
All right. Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live. Jimmy, And let me tell you something, Jimmy. I saw a couple of people on the Boom Boom Room said, I see Cox Pradia Law Firm is back. Yes, they are. Troy Pradia and Jonathan Cox, they're back. I've been scrolling the information on the bottom of the screen the whole time. They're going to come back. We have a couple of new things we're going to be doing with them. Their telephone number is on the screen, 752-2300. You can go to the website, Cox Pradia Law Firm. .com, www.coxpradialawfirm.com, and www.bigcityaccidents.com. Yes, they're back. Man, I'm just glad to have them. And Jimmy, guess what? You know, on Thursdays, Troy gonna come in and y'all gonna double team me again like y'all did me the whole. Boy, they used to kill me, y'all. So, shout out to the Cox Pradia Law Firm today. So, Jimmy, you want to talk about these playoffs? I'm talking about practice, playoffs.
Yeah.
What you want to talk about?
We get right into the NBA playoffs, and first want to add a modification. Thanks, Farb, for giving us those lists of the link he posted. That's the thing. If you got guys, it helps when you post a link to support. Jackson State indeed led the SWAC in football attendance over the past 2 seasons. Wow. Although they've been getting their head beat in. Once again, Jackson State did lead the SWAC in attendance for the past 2 seasons. They averaged, guess what they averaged, Adam? 33,762 fans per game. And that is all of the HBCUs. They are number one, not just in the SWAC, and of all HBCUs. And of course, Farb's alma mater, Southern University, came in 7th with 16,000, just shy of 16,900 fans per game. But how about this? Grambling was at number 20 at 10,396 a game. But guess who else in the top 30?
Who? TSU?
The real TSU, Texas Southern University, is number 27 with 9,200 fans a game. Understand? Guess who's not? Hold on. I know what Big Doug is. I'm looking for Big Doug. I think I see him. It ain't hard to miss.
You're gonna lay off Big Doug.
Doug. Prairie View ain't in the top 30.
Jimmy.
Prairie View averaged 6,600 fans a game.
Jimmy, I saw some on the Jimmy.
Damn RVs partying all the damn game. They don't want to go support the team. That's what happened with Prairie View.
Jimmy, I saw some on the Facebook feed that it's been popping up so fast. You got to understand, these gentlemen that's on our Facebook feed, our YouTube feed, or our feed, in the Boom Boom Room, they don't miss nothing, Jimmy. Do you know what they've been talking about? Who Deion had on his hand. And they said, Pebbles, I'm going to help you out, gentlemen. It's not Pebbles. It's Tracy Edmonds, Babyface's ex-wife. Tracy Edmonds. That's not Pebbles. Pebbles was a performer. Tracy Edmonds is a businesswoman and a producer. 2 different people, but I'm glad y'all looked it up. That wasn't Pebbles. That was Tracy Edmonds. Google her. And I just want to help my guys out because y'all were talking about the wrong person. So I just, she did look glamorous. That little shot they sent. She looked first lady-ish. Jimmy, she looked first lady-ish when she walked in. And I can't wait to go find some more pictures of her. If somebody have some, send them to me and I'll post them tomorrow. So what else you got, Jim?
Yeah, man, it's time. Hey, and then I thanks Thaddeus Moody up in Chicago for posting that link about Deion and the Nike versus Under Armour saga could prevent it. But that article was written about 4 days ago, and so obviously they are going to find a way to maneuver around it. And Deion will be able to wear his Under Armour product and they're just going to take one for the team and deal with it accordingly. Now, like I said, I'm going to talk to Ashley in the next day, the athletic director over there and at Jackson State, and I'll get some nuggets to bring back to you guys about that situation and on tomorrow. And before we get in the basketball, I want to give a shout out up to Dallas to the family of Harrison Ingram. And Harrison Ingram is a kid. He's a 2021 player who's currently ranked amongst the top 20 in the country per ESPN.com. Harrison has made his college decision over the weekend to attend Stanford. And that caught a lot of people, like opened the eyes of a lot of people, because you going to Stanford from out of Texas.
Harvard was on that list too, Jimmy.
And Harvard was on that list as well. But he's going to Stanford. That means you're really putting your money where your mouth is and trying to play the 40-year plan instead of the 4-year plan.
Not
and that's what I
necessarily, Jimmy. Stanford's in the Pac-12. I mean the Pac-12.
Yes, but that's the highest. That's as far as academics and their alumni base, and the stature of a Power 5. There is no higher academic. Vanderbilt, but they don't have the sports alumni base as they got alumni from Vanderbilt. But you look at those two, and him going to Stanford is big.
Yeah, and what's his name? Dwight Powell. The kid that played for Dallas who got hurt, who would have been killing. They better be glad that guy didn't play for Dallas. I think he went to Stanford. I mean, Stanford is not no Jimmy. Stanford is a high academic, but they got and Jimmy, every year football players get drafted from Stanford. Every year some golfers. So Stanford is a high major athletic program. This kid just said, look here, I got a chance to go high major and high major. High major he said, I got to go high major twice. Let me tell you something, Jimmy Hicks, and I tell everybody anything. If Stanford if Johnny Dawkins, he was a coach then, came to several rival games, but he had a point guard, Chasen Randall, had 2 more years left. If he had recruited, Stanford would have, of course, been one of our choices. Yes, sir. But Johnny Dawkins wound up getting fired in Robert's senior year. It would have been his senior year. He got fired, and now but guess what? He got another job. It's one of them Florida schools that's in the Central Florida or something like that. One of them Florida schools. So, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. Stanford's all right. Hey, Jimmy, that's Tiger Woods' alma mater. Condoleezza Rice's alma mater. Michelle Wee's alma mater. Yes, Jimmy, what's the kid name? The running back from what's the name of the team? The running back from the Carolina Panthers. That's where he went. McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sure did. Yes. McCaffrey did go there.
Yes. Hey, hold up. Your boy, the cornerback, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman. Yes.
I mean, and so it's going to be intriguing, but I like it, and we're expecting to have a conversation on tomorrow with the father of Harrison Ingram. He's supposed to join us on the Chop on tomorrow to elaborate and share what went into making that decision with you guys. And the thing is, and we're going to talk NBA basketball in a second, but the thing is a lot of people are not playing around with these offers right now. They're making their decisions. You can't go do an unofficial visit this term. The class of 2021 has been basically, it's unfortunate, but they've been hit hard by the pandemic. No grassroots ball in front of live college coaches, in-person college coaches during their last summer. No in-person recruiting from college coaches during their fall or the beginning of their high school seasons. Think about it. They are forced to make a decision. Do you sign during the second week, Wednesday of November, or do you gamble with a free college education? Do you gamble and say, oh, I'm gonna wait till the spring? Mind you, I've explained to you guys earlier, the NCAA is widely expected to announce and implement and revise their rules in mid-January, which would allow all the basketball student athletes to transfer one time without sitting out. So what does that mean? That means that a lot of college coaches whom I've spoke with, dozens of them, a lot of them, they're snickering right now because now they don't have to come out and do all this recruiting, because if they did, a lot of coaches, like, if they come out, they like to go to a restaurant here, well, the pandemic. A lot of those guys don't want to come out and be going all over the country to risk taking that stuff back home to their babies.
That's right.
That's the thing you got to think about. A lot of those guys, at first, it was like they were kind of up, but now it's like, man, I don't want to be coming back home and bringing stuff back home. This is what I'm talking to these guys. So what that means they're going to recruit the transfer portal. They've already been doing it more and more each year. But now it has a whole different meaning. When I'm recruiting you in the transfer portal, I don't have to worry about if you're sitting out to try to get a waiver or come up with some extravagant verbiage to get you eligible. You are eligible one-time transfer. That's what that means. So for the high school kid, you're in trouble.
Keep going.
No, the high school kid is in trouble.
About Harrison Ingram, man, it just make me so proud. I'm serious, y'all, to hear when a young man make that decision. Jimmy, what was his other? I didn't look at it. What was his other offers? I just remembered Harvard. What was his other offers? And I've never seen Harrison Ingram play. I've just heard of his name from the people around here. I've never seen him actual play. But y'all just don't understand how it warms my heart. This kid can go to the NBA. He can go to the NBA from Stanford. Matter of fact, if you're good enough, you can go to the NBA. Trust me, you can go to the NBA from anywhere now. So especially with what's going on, Jimmy. And I want to share something to you since we're there. I've been watching where a couple of the young guys that work for 24/7 are getting jobs now in the NBA. I saw Corey Evans get a job with the Oklahoma City Thunder for 24/7 media guy. Then I saw Josh Gershon. He just got a job with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the unique thing about the job, Jimmy, that the young guy, the Corey Evans got, Jimmy, I wanted to read it to you. Let me read it to you. The Oklahoma Thunder, and Jimmy, I want you to decipher this for me. The Oklahoma City Thunder are hiring Rivals.com national recruiting analyst Corey Evans. Sources told Yahoo Sports. Evans is 30 years old. He is highly respected national evaluator of Rivals, who built a reputation as one of the most connected young analysts in both high school and college basketball. Evans got a job with the Thunder is expected to be an amateur evaluation scout, Jimmy. Thunder general manager Sam Presti move to bring Evans comes at a time when the evaluation of high school prospects, you remember what we said in 2022, is at a premium. As a new pathway to professional basketball has been, and the other pathway that has been created is the new G League via high school. Jimmy, that's an unprecedented move. I never seen that, and I know we have a lot of guys who call themselves analysts and in this community. These are the power plays that I would love to see our young guys make. Everybody trying to do this and everybody trying to do this. I'd like to see those $100,000 a year jobs taken by African American guy. But these guys, I went back and looked at these guys' information, Jimmy. These guys are heck of a writers. These guys know the lingo of these guys. These guys are good writers. I don't know if they have journalism background or not, but young man, a young lady, if you are in the next couple of years, if you are impressed in this and connected in this high school basketball community, and that's what you want to do with the rest of your life, hey, look at it. Don't just, I told y'all a long time ago, and I know y'all be looking at me crazy. I said, this is a white man's business, but a black man's game. We around here playing the game, but it's guys getting hired, and those two guys are good. Let's get this straight. Corey Evans is one of the best in the business. And then I went and just looked at Josh's Twitter and just watched what he tweet. And guess what I found out too, Jimmy? These guys don't get involved with nobody's high school recruiting. They just write about the guy and are well connected with and do the interviews with the guys. So I'm throwing it out there, young people. This would only happen on the Chop Shop. So other opportunities, if you want to get to the NBA, I want to be a part of the NBA, these young guys writing about your sons and your daughters, both of them, Minnesota Timberwolves and one with OKC. I just like to know what y'all think about it. Jimmy, you can help me. I don't know everything. You can help me with it.
Here, you know, this is a hell of a conversation. and once again, it just goes to show, I know from just talking amongst, the amateur basketball community, there are a lot of black guys that are kind of bitter right now. And so I have a different, my response to them was probably was different than probably what you thought it would be. And here, I'm explaining to you why.
Okay.
Well, I know Josh Gerson. I remember when Josh first started in this business.
Okay.
Josh used to cover Arizona, the Arizona Wildcats, that basketball area. He lived in that area down in what was that? What part of Arizona is?
Phoenix.
No, University of Arizona.
Oh, you talking about
What's the name of that town? Not Phoenix is where Arizona is. Oh, it's something else. It started with a T, I think.
Jimmy, I know it.
I've been there 100 times. I'm trying to think.
Jimmy, you remember I used to live in Phoenix. I get it. Keep going.
Tucson. That's it, Tucson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Martin Vaughn. Hold up. Martin Vaughn, when you on this hot seat like we are in this line, sometimes we have a brain lock. But keep going, Jimmy.
We forget, though, it's like a 6-7 second delay. So that by the time we talking about it, we had to wait. And we sometimes get the delay. Yeah. So they answer, we got to wait on it. But
thank you.
Understand, Josh was working, and I remember giving him a bid, and I had to give him. I've given a recommendation for Josh to get a job back in the days, and it's good to see those young guys because he stayed the path. And what's happening is there's a slew. There's been about a half dozen all white guys who worked in amateur basketball that have advanced into either agencies or the NBA in the past, in this decade. I think the first one was Dave Tellup, that of notable names. Well, that's not saying no other black guys have not advanced. There's a lot of black guys that have advanced into the agency or the sports representation business, or a bunch of those that has been in the grassroots. However, that's not the same on your resume as being hired by one of these NBA franchises. Gerson knows Josh. It's a relationship business. And my thing is, the reason I say I don't feel bad, because here's the thing. There are a lot of black guys that's qualified. That's way more qualified. Have all the relationships with these guys and are spending time in the hotels, or chaperoning or not chaperoning, but chauffeuring the parents here and there around town during the events and grandstanding with them. But they're not getting anything that, as far as advancing out of the business. Whether you guys know it or not, the people that work in the reps that work in up under like Nike, grassroots basketball, of course the bosses get a good salary, 6 digits. But those other guys, they don't even crack 50,000. They get a lot of perks. They got to be home, away from home all the doggone time. No, they don't make a lot of bread. But so the opportunities are there for them to go. It's a decision that you make. I tell people all the time. I say, when you go to different events, there are 2 different types of parties going on. There's a party on one floor where they got the DJ and they grooving and dancing. There's another party on another floor where they're playing classical jazz or music, and everybody's talking and cutting deals. 2 different types of party: the athletic director party or the coach's party. Which party you want to go? The president's party, or you want to go to the administrative or the assistant coach's party, or the Under Armour party, or the Nike party? Which party you decide to go to helps to dictate your doggone future. I'm not saying don't go to that party, but you can't go to the same doggone go in fellowship with the same people all 3 or 4 nights in a row in different venues. We're gonna go to the Pumps party. We're gonna go to this party. That ain't getting you that ain't getting you where you need to be if that's where you're trying to go. And most of you guys, they're so sneaky. I remember Josh telling me that was his goal. I remember Josh Gerson. That's his goal. So now you look at Corey Evans, young fella came through and made a pass real quick. That's his goal. Grassroots basketball is the Roach Motel. Remember the old commercial?
But Jimmy,
it's easy to get in, but it's hard to get out.
But Jimmy, that's why I brought it out, because I wanted to come at a situation. I wasn't knocking these guys. Josh and them, no, I'm just telling our guys, let's level up, man. Let's get in those rooms. I never forget, we was in San Antonio. We was at the Final Four. And I was laughing because you were saying everybody stand, but Jimmy, at this 2 little remote hotels that you probably would have passed by and wouldn't nobody even thought of. That's where Phil Knight was staying at, one of them, and all the ADs and all of them. And they were staying there. Jimmy, it was a whole nother party. It's a whole nother party over there. Not party, but it was a whole nother gathering when I went to the Makara Hotel. It was a whole nother gathering. Everybody, where they chasing at the Marriott in the Hilton. Jimmy, my thing I would love, it's going to be some Jeffrey Days. Jeffrey Days say here, the Jeffrey Days of the world. Young man, as good as you write, and as good as you put posturing yourself in this community, if it's any way I can help you, I'm going. You see, Jimmy, you remember I told you a long time ago, I was telling you about Matt Babcock. Matt Babcock, he's a former agent, family of Pete Babcock's family in the NBA. And what they did as a bunch of guys, they created infrastructure where this guy, I can plug this guy. All the guys don't do the same thing. I can plug this guy over here. Jeffrey Day, I can plug you over here. You got to use these resources. Let me tell you something, man. What you said, Jimmy, a closed mouth never get fed. I've been in this business for 30 years. It's some of these guys, Jeffrey dated, you can't get to, but I can. We have to use our infrastructure. And now you got a guy in Robert Hatter, he wants you to succeed. I don't want to keep you down. You know, it's a lot of guys would not even utter what I'm just saying, telling you out of their mouth because they don't want to see nobody else get better. But let me tell you something. The reason I brought this up, not because of me, that's not what I do. When I bring some up on this show, man, it's all about y'all. I'm a servant. It's biblical. They say, you want to be great? Be a servant. Quit asking and taking all the damn time. Go serve. Go serve. Go be the servant. The servant is important because guess what? People like the way they feel when you serve them. So you got the power. So all the young guys, Jeffrey Day, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to all of you young guys who plan on getting it. We got an infrastructure. Jimmy just told you. We're not always going to the pump party. But Jimmy, you got to put, if that's what you want to do, you got to help them with what you want to help them with. But if it got something to do with an NBA team, it ain't but 30. I know everybody on every last one of them. If that's your goal, son, sir, we need to get you in those rooms. Because Jeffrey Day, you round some guys right now that might be pros. You round some guys right now that might, when they change that rule in 2022, you are close to some of these guys. So guess what? The NBA teams don't want to they don't want to sit in no high school. They gonna want to talk to Jeffrey Days of the world. They done already told me, man, I ain't going back sitting in no high school. So guess what? They hired Corey Evans. So that's what I'm trying to, man, y'all got to understand. I don't know, sometimes my family they be looking at me, Robert, you always trying to help. Dude, let me tell you something. I don't know how much longer I got. So whatever y'all can get out of me, just go and get it. That's why I love to talk to older people. Because guess what? They are a living encyclopedia. They can tell you stuff that might not be, you might not get on Twitter. So that's all I'm saying, man. Y'all got a resource. You got a resource as you and Jim. I know we sometimes hard to get. You know, like some lady told me, I just didn't know what to say to Jim. He just seemed like he's unapproachable. And think about me, y'all. It's a guy told a friend of mine, man, I thought Robert was stuck up. He don't never say nothing to nobody. Dude, in public, man, I try to just be cool, player. But everybody who really know me, they know I'm crazy. I'm gonna have a ball, you know. But with Jimmy, I've never been accused until last year. It's some people out here in this basketball say I'm stuck up. Well, I like nice stuff. So if you call that stuck up, yeah, I like nice stuff. But no, Jimmy, we got to look here, man. I didn't say we had to start a company. I said we have to build an infrastructure. Jimmy got contacts that none of y'all guys. Jimmy was in a room. He had a list of a room of people. What nobody in that room? I'm in some rooms that I just think about this, y'all. Y'all got to follow me, this Jimmy, because we got new listeners. Jimmy, me and my son went to what's the name of the place out here? To the Lakers, not the Lakers, the Summer League. We said, okay, Dad, let's have a dad trip. Let's have a dad-son trip. We went to Summer League. So my job, I introduced him to everybody in the league, everybody in positions of power. So one day we hung out with Sam. I think Sam might be Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. We was sitting by the pool just chilling, Jimmy, we couldn't eat our lunch for everybody coming and interrupting us. Can I have this? Couldn't eat our lunch. Robert was sitting back, cool. Now my son just watching it. Jimmy, the next day, he and I had lunch with Steve Ballmer. Google him if you don't know who the hell he is. If y'all don't know Steve Ballmer, he's the owner of the Clippers. We sit in the same spot the next day out by the pool. Guess what, Jimmy? Nobody came up to say nothing to us at all. Jimmy, The man that's worth $60 billion, we sit in the same, we are just attracted to the wrong thing. Our value system is different. I keep telling you, somebody has switched the price tag on what's valuable. We got to understand Jimmy got contacts. I got contacts that y'all might need to use. But me and Jimmy don't need to. Jimmy ain't no young guy trying to write for no work for. There's no conflict there.
Exactly.
So Jimmy, you can. I just wanted to share that with these people, man.
This is real. I'm about to tell you before we got into this conversation, this topic. This is really important. And the thing is, we as a collectively, black folk, sometimes we get so insecure, and sensitive to that we afraid to let, or we feel it's a challenge on our manhood to let another brother know, hey, look, man, I think I want to get over there. How can you help me get over there? Not understand in a timely fashion, because a lot of people do. They ask for help, but when you ask for help, it's when you call and you want the plug in the ninth inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded. I'm sorry, with no outs, the bases loaded. You want me to come on the mound and retire the side for you. And that's the thing that a lot of people, you listen, some of you guys out there, you're listening, young guys that's in the business, or whether it be in videology or filmology or scouting services and recruit, and you in that business, you see now there's a new way to out. Before it would be like, well, man, if you do good, ESPN might come and get you, or rivals might come. Well, now you have a means to think beyond that. Understand, the very first thing that you guys can do is, if once you ally and you make choices and consequences, once you have consequences, once you can ally yourselves with people that can help you advance through, then guess what? Then you have to lean on them to help you navigate through you're not doing it on your own. But then once people know, it's like I speaking with Alan Branch earlier this morning. And a lot of people that surround Alan Branch knows where the angle and where he's trying to navigate through what one of his new endeavors. He's not trying to sit still and worrying about ranking your baby every month or every week or every 3 months. He's trying to go and be on the front end of the digital divide. So that means he's basically asking, so it means, well, any way that I could help you, I'm going to help you if you want it, which I've already put money where the mouth is. When we allowed Alan Branch, we hired him to, basically that was a test run with the Southwest Exposure Camp, that very first one, back in July. His company doing analytics now. And I found out from them college coaches, that's what they want. He's cooking up blue magic, and them coaches want it. All they got to do is make sure it's fine-tuned. They got to be the perfect event. Can't be on any event, though. They just need analytics on just anybody. It has to be the right crop of kids. And the games have to be the right length to justify how the analytics go. I'm not an analytics guy. So here's the thing. If I don't know that about him, then I don't know how I can help him. I help you. It ain't a person out there that ever come to me and say, man, I need to get here. And I always, if you gonna keep your mouth closed, I don't know what you eat.
But Jimmy, I don't think it's about being helped. It's just building the infrastructure that if people need it, we have it there for you. Build an infrastructure where if this guy might want to do this guy might want to scout, guess what? I'm gonna hook you up with a scout.
Exactly. But you gotta have your questions ready when you meet that person.
Listen.
You can't just stand there and just drink one and just sit there and be cool and want to take a selfie. You got to have your question to be able to dialogue with that person.
Jimmy, I'm gonna help you out. Jimmy, I'm gonna help you out on that. This offer I'm giving y'all and this request that I'm opening myself up, this ain't for everybody. Because if I put my name on it, I'm going to vet you anyway. So, Jimmy, I don't even have to worry. If I'm going to put my name, because listen to me. If you're out there right now, if I introduce you, you done went past a whole lot of steps that other people can't get. So you got to have your stuff together. And guess what? I am going to vet you. If you don't know what vet means, you better go look it up. I am going to vet your ass because I can't afford to give nobody what, Jimmy? No bad dope. I can't afford to give these people because when I introduce you to these people, the guard's going to be there. You're in the room. But guess what? We should all, especially the people in power, we should build an infrastructure so we can bring up the next generation and bring them in. And Jimmy, if you watch this show long enough, you're going to understand, you and I, we carry ourselves with a certain amount of excellence, whatever we do. You know, just go back and look at the history. Green room, 18 times in the green room. You know, the first time an African-American owned firm ever did this. Always, I know we got to be the best. You got to be good. You got to be great. You know, if somebody was asking me who paid the bill, Jimmy, when me and Steve Ballmer went to lunch, right? Guess what? I had Lil Robert pay for it. So guess what? Steve Ballmer know he dealing with a businessman. And y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, parents, don't tell him I told y'all this now. But Jimmy, that's the year that he came to my room in Vegas. He came over to my room and he gave me an envelope, one of the proudest moments of my life. And he said, "Dad, I don't need your credit card no more. I got my own. Here, look, I got my own. Here, yours back." Now, let me tell you something. Proudest moment, one of the proudest moments of my life. Now my daughter she ain't did that yet. So let's get that straight. My daughter, she ain't did it. She's older than her. She ain't did that yet. But that's what we're dealing with out here, Jimmy. Jimmy, just and I know we talk about this stuff sometimes. And Jimmy, he just want to make sure y'all all right. Like think about what he just said. Him and Alan Branch used to be rivals. In a sense. They was doing the same things. Now, we got one of the guys evolving into something different. And these guys said, okay, dude, Jimmy, if that product wasn't good, you wouldn't have did it. You wouldn't even thought about it. Alan Branch and them got a superior product there. And now you saying, okay, this superior product, hold on, check this out, y'all, can help make my events better, make my events more efficient, make my college coaches more efficient. So, of course, I got to take a look at it. See what happens. See what happens if we can do it. We can keep crying. Man, we ain't going to work together. Ain't no, man, all of you Negro naysayers, y'all just get out of my way. I don't want to hear y'all. Because I know it's possible because I've done it. So that's it, Jimmy. It's 2 o'clock, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, you know I'm borrowing somebody's place up here. I mean, and I'm just, how much overtime we going to do?
We got 5 minutes,
Okay.
6 minutes overtime. Let's get to talk to these basketball real quick. We promised some NBA talk. We continue that conversation on tomorrow because when we get in stuff like that, I really like to supply possible solutions. So one of you guys bring it up tomorrow on this topic, and we will help apply and supply, solutions that you could possibly apply to if you are interested. I mean, this stuff is not easy. People go and think they're gonna go and navigate on their own, and they can get there. And people just watch you. And they just watch you just go. And a lot of people just will watch you drive your ass clean off the cliff with thinking that you can get it done. Because in certain factors, in certain ways, it's a small world in this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
You go and thinking you're going around somebody. Next thing you know, you got to come to the meeting, to the big meeting, and the same guy you was going around, he gonna call you, or he gonna be sitting right there in the meeting. Then it's like, then what you gonna say? And trust. I mean, it's like that. A lot of people, they're going at, you know what I mean? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's just talk right now.
Yeah.
Last night,
Okay. Okay.
the Los Angeles Lakers
Oh my goodness.
got a dagger three-pointer at the buzzer by Anthony Davis
Oh my
to
goodness.
deflate the Denver Nuggets 105-103. A buzzer-beating three-pointer. Him and the Joker were the only two players on the court to have scored during like the final 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Nobody else scored.
Joker had 11 points and Anthony had 10 points. Yes, you're right.
That
The
was
last
a
10
duel.
points. Yeah.
And that's what I mean when, as even though Denver lost, the Joker still come out pretty good as far as in the concept, because Anthony Davis is supposed to be better. He's supposed to be better than him, right? So the guy who's supposed to be better got the last punch in.
Okay.
But man, what
Well,
you
hold
think?
Jimmy, LeBron's supposed to be better than all of them. How come he didn't get it? He almost jacked the game off.
But twice almost jacked up. But at the same time, remember, that's what Robins are for. A Robin got to be able to substitute as a Batman.
I'm done with you. Jimmy, I'm done with you.
That's what Robin's.
When I say that about James, you never say that. You never say that when I say that about James. I told you James needs some help. But now.
No. What you mean? What you mean how he needs some help? We saying help. We ain't saying help. We saying a Robin. That's just one player. We ain't thinking about the rest of those dudes.
James need a Batman.
No. So you calling James Harden a Robin?
Yes, I told you that.
No. Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. MVPs and guys who finish in second in the MVP race 3 years in a row, with 2 of the 3 of the last 4 years,
Jimmy,
ain't Robins.
Jimmy, I need me a Batman at the end of the game. I told you, I'm going to get you up the mountain, and then you got to take us over the mountain. That's all I said. I'm going to do the heavy lifting for you. But go on, boy. I ain't want to take you off your analogy. My bad. You know I had a James Harden moment. But keep going.
You know what's so crazy? There's many times that the Lakers been to the playoffs since the history of mankind. Mm-hmm. Do you realize that this was only the 7th buzzer beater for them in a playoff game?
Hold on. Not with Mr. Clutch Kobe playing for them.
I mean, Kobe does not have one of those previous 6.
Jimmy, you say in the history?
In the history of the Lakers.
Kobe Bryant, don't y'all call? Come on, Jimmy. These people gonna get you, Jimmy. Kobe and Mr. Clutch.
Well, I mean, maybe so. That's what a lot of people remember. That was a narrative you can form and morph into however you want. Yeah, yes, Walt Gates, Robert Horry. We remember Big Shot Bob. He has one. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West.
I thought you said they hadn't had any, Jimmy.
Oh, I say this is the 7th time.
Oh, the 7th time. My bad.
In the history of the Lakers.
Okay.
And this means that before, so you count this one by Anthony Davis. We mentioned Robert Horry. We mentioned Jerry West. No, not Kobe.
Oh, Kobe didn't have
Jerry
one.
West.
Okay.
Yeah. Elgin Baylor.
Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher. And what's the boy went to St. John's? The boy went to St. John's. They changed his name.
Oh, Meta World Peace.
What was it? Ron Artest.
Ron Artest.
So Ron Artest, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West.
So Kareem didn't have one and Magic didn't have one. Magic did.
Well, I'm sorry. Kobe is the sixth guy. That's what I'm saying. That's five. I
Man, I
missed
can't
it.
believe you
Kobe.
could.
Kobe had one.
Okay,
Kobe had one.
okay, okay,
Kobe.
okay,
Kobe's the sixth guy.
okay,
So that means, and he makes seven. Kareem never had one, a buzzer beater in the playoffs for the Lakers.
okay,
That was just, and
okay.
now back to this game. Let's look back. I always like to look at the box scores, and how to tell you the first thing I look at the box scores. I look at the bench,
Yeah.
and then
Let me
come
let
back.
me see what happened.
And Alex Caruso, he produced last night, and it was fitting, but because we were watching the game, but I couldn't hear the game. At the restaurant we was watching it at, and I saw the captions. Well, Ernie on the pregame, I think Barkley and Shaq had called Ernie. They teased him saying that you was Alex Caruso's dad.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I heard that. I heard that.
and on cue, Alex Caruso, who's from right outside of Houston, if you guys didn't know, he played at College Station high school, and played for Max Ivany with the D1 Ambassadors, and then ended up playing at Texas A&M where he starred. And then nobody who would have ever thought Alex Caruso is and Alex is about to get another paycheck. He's about to get a bump upward. He's a good
You
teammate.
better stay there.
LeBron,
You see what
you can
happened?
tell LeBron loves him.
You see what happened to Matthew Dellavedova? He did good playing with Braun. Soon as Braun ain't there, man, your life changed. You better stay his
He
butt
took that
there.
40 million. Milwaukee offered him 40 million. He wasn't turning that 40 million
I
down. He did the
understand.
right thing.
I
He
understand.
did the right thing.
Get the money, but understand, Alex Caruso on another team, you just a guy. You're a
Now,
jag.
Dwight Howard only played 13 minutes. He didn't really make a difference. Rondo last night, big difference. I think Rondo had 5 assists, maybe in the first quarter, if I'm not
Hit a big
mistaken.
shot, Jimmy. Hit a big shot. Hit a big three.
Hit
Hit
a
a
big
big
three.
three.
Rondo stepped up 9 assists in that game. He got to curb those turnovers though. He had five turnovers. I like the fact that Kyle Kuzma stepped up last night, even though his three-point ball wasn't working, but he stepped up on the offensive end. I just don't like the fact that the bench had 11 turnovers from the Lakers last night, and that showed why they were on the verge of losing. On the rebounds, the Lakers dominated 44-31 on the rebounds. Denver shot 33 free throws to the Lakers 19. And the guys, you understand something. Every time somebody go to the free throw line, that's almost like a 30-second timeout. So, I mean, if your teammate get to the free throw line, you get to catch your breath doing two free throws. That's why I always tell people free throw is like a 30-second timeout on the court. Because you can go over to the coach, walk over to the sideline, the point guard will come over there and get some instructives and all that. But on Denver's side, Murray 25, Joker had 30, Michael Porter stepped up with 15. They didn't get a lot from Millsap. 6 points. It was guys who supposed to stepped up in this game stepped up, most of them, and it came down to the last shot. Is Denver done, Hatter? Did that basket knock the heart out of the Denver Nuggets?
They might not be done, but they ain't gonna win this series. This thing is too important to LeBron, man. I'm sitting there. First of all, I know you. Let me tell you, what the hell was Mason Plumlee thinking about? Number one, how the hell you gonna switch and ain't nobody pick you? Okay, we're gonna leave him. He got screened by the air and then called for a switch. Where my coaches at out there? Coach Leah, you know what? This is not an option, Jimmy, for LeBron, Jimmy. LeBron, he got to get this thing done, man. He put it on record, Jimmy, that he was going to get. It's about winning a championship as a Laker. Check this out, y'all. But it's also about winning at a time when we lost Kobe. Winning at a time when it's a pandemic. You know he like to be historic. Winning with everything that we're dealing with in this country. And LeBron go win this thing, and you're right there within your grasp. And that's what the nerves he was feeling last night when he was turning that ball over and missing them free throws. But you know what, Jimmy? I was thinking about Anthony Davis. It's a little calmer about hitting that shot. Because guess what, Jimmy? He's wearing Kobe shoes, and those are the jerseys that Kobe designed. Those black jerseys, those are the Kobe-inspired black jerseys. You know, it was a high power at work, man. Anthony Davis, like Jimmy said early, he scored the final 10 points of the game. And right before that, your boy, the Joker, reeled off 11 straight points earlier. So, I mean, it's a great, Jimmy. I think, let me tell you something. I don't think Denver's gonna fold. I bet you that. I don't think they's gonna fold, Jimmy. I think they're gonna come right back and play.
Here's what I'm rooting for in this series. I'm rooting for a 3-1 at some point of the series after the fourth game.
Okay.
I'm rooting for a 3-1 because I want the narrative going into game 5 to be, oh, here they come. And then that way now you can see the full metal of this Laker team, right? You can see them in action and a chance to say, hush, not on our watch. Or you can go and let them go and wrestle back that moment. I want a 3-1. I don't care how the guy comes. I want 3-1 to show up. So now what happens? But what happens if it's 3-0? Then does the people who are saying it's going to be and hoping for 3-1, do you still think that if Denver loses 3 games straight to the Lakers, are you saying they will win that 4th one? Or does it change to I hope they win that 4th one? That's the thing. Don't shift it because you become a prisoner of the moment. This team has shown, understand, twice that they can beat this Laker team. First time, game 1, you remember foul trouble got a hold to that Denver team. Remember they had 2 or 3 guys.
They ain't showed they can beat them, Jimmy. They ain't showed they can beat them until they beat them. They showed that you can't. Now they show you. When they beat them, they show you that they will beat them.
Okay. They can.
Okay.
They can. The little engine that could. You can. I know I can. I think I can. So they feel like a little engine. This game, you were ahead. You feel like you can. Now, one thing about it, LeBron James ain't even having the monster games.
But that's a good thing, Jimmy.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So don't you think LeBron, understand, he had 26 and 11, but it ain't the triple double-ish 26, 11, and 10. It's a 26, 11, and 4 with 6 turnovers.
Jimmy. So you, Jamal, you know what? I am falling in love with this Jamal Murray dude. He just got so much confidence. God, man, that man playing with so much. I know his family is so proud of him. Playing with so much confidence, man. But that's Jimmy. I want to have a shout out too, Jimmy, to the Vulcan. Hold on, let me tell you. I got a shout out to the Impact Hub. The Impact Hub for allowing me and Brian and his crew for allowing me to come in and set up shop. You know, because I was nervous about my hotel's internet, Jimmy. So I found somebody who helped me out. They got me in a room back here secluded. You know I'm loud, so I know they saying, but they said they've never had nobody do nothing like this in their place. It's the Impact Hub, and they awesome, great. I mean, and guess what, Jimmy? Look, no hiccups. So guess what? Guess where I'll be tomorrow? Back here again. So a shout out to him and his crew. I really appreciate it. So what else you want? Let's end this thing.
Right. Get ready to end this thing, and I want to just give a reminder, you guys. The Eastern Conference Finals is back in action tomorrow. I think they don't play today, Monday Night Football. I think back in action on tomorrow, and give a shout out to, those guys from Boston. They came and took care of business the other day. The Celtics, that is, after I guess almost unraveling at the seams. You see Gordon Hayward returned. He played a good decoy role. He came out there, hit a quick mid-range jump under the free throw line time he hit the court, and he played 31 minutes. So that gives them another weapon for Boston. This Boston, they had 4 players out of the score 20 points or more in that game 3 win. 4 players scored 20 points or more. That is very, very rare that you will see that happen. It shows the balance of how many different ways that a Boston team can beat you. Bam Adebayo, this dude here is to get a super bag really soon. He's an automatic max because you understand something. He was already defensive on the all defensive team. And then you coming back after that, 27-16, that wasn't enough. But still, 10
I got a question,
14,
Jimmy. Did he make one of the first 3 teams?
I'm not sure if he made the first team all NBA team.
You're not automatic. Got to make one of them first 3 teams.
But hell, you don't think what he's doing?
Oh, they gonna give it to him, but you said automatic.
I mean, that's what I meant by automatic. I'm like, shoot.
Automatic. If he make one of those teams, that's one of the criteria.
And that is in the collective bargaining agreement. That is, yes. And I'm looking. No, he did not make first, second, or third. I'm looking at the 3 teams from the NBA, all NBA teams this past season. But also Tyler Hero, he about to get a bag. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you realize
can't pay
that
everybody, Jim? Oh, you
dude,
mean
Kendrick
everybody
was a
can't
starter.
Everybody can't be no max player, Jim. Your whole team can't. You can't have a team full of max. You remember the salary cap?
No.
Salary cap has stalled because of the coronavirus. So everybody can't get the max, Jimmy. I mean, unless you could. Hey, hold up. That owner there too. I was another owner. Mickey Harrison was his empire was crippled because wasn't nobody taking cruise ships. He owned a Carnival Cruise Line. So
they done sold a percentage of their fleet already. On last week, it was announced on CNBC. So Carnival, they've already doing some restructuring right now regarding them. But I was looking at the draft picks for Miami, and next year they have no picks in 2021. 0. They got 1 first round and 1 second round this year, but they got none in 2021. And none in 2023. I think that was part of that Jimmy Butler deal, maybe. I guess I don't know, but that's intriguing. Also, but anyway, that game they be back in action. But I was just about to say, do you realize Kendrick Nunn was a starter? He was the starter for a great portion of this season. Kendrick Nunn has been demoted right before our very eyes because of the stellar play of Tyler Hero. He had 4 minutes. Kendrick Nunn did. He was a starter. Young fella. And Tyler Hero has totally stole his thunder.
Jimmy, no. You know what place he was taking? He was taking Dragic's place in the earlier
He was
season.
taking
Because
Dragic's
Dragic kept being hurt. Then, Dragic was back. When Dragic came back after the thing, he was ready. Then Kendrick had to sit his little butt down. It's all good.
And so, of course, we forgot the topic left on the table for you guys. Thank for reminding. We get on that tomorrow about the Bronny conversation and share thoughts and exchange thoughts about LeBron James Jr. and the social media episode that involves him over the weekend, which is unfortunate. And obviously, like I said, I ain't even share a thought right now. We'll go and share thoughts on this on tomorrow.
I got something for the room too, Jimmy. I'm gonna let them know. We're gonna give them information soon about the t-shirts. But do me a favor, chopshophtx@gmail.com. Do me a favor. I'm thinking about I'm doing an interview with Bryce Griggs and just talking to him. We're gonna do an interview at his home, and one day we're just gonna sit down and talk. Send me some of the questions that you would like. If you want what you want Bryce to answer, you can talk. Now if it's crazy, I'm vetting I'm vetting these questions. I'm looking at these questions. But chopshophtx@gmail.com. If you have some questions that you want to ask him, some of his fans or some of his foes or whatever, just send me a list of questions at the Chop Shop email box, and I'm gonna make sure I get them answered for you. I don't know when we're gonna do it. When I get enough questions that I like, I'm gonna make it happen. So just wanted to share that with y'all because I know a lot of people asking why did he come back, why he leave, why did it. So in the daytime he's a little busy, so we can't do it live. So we're gonna have to get where I can interview him and I'll get that to you out on his social media form. So just let me know and we good. So what else you
Man,
got, Jimbo?
man, and I want to give a shout out. You mentioned Jeffrey Day earlier. Give a shout out to Jeffrey Day
Yeah.
for hosting the preseason jam this past weekend over at the gym in Humble, right out in the shadows of the Bush Intercontinental Airport on that part of town. And he held a high school showcase, which was a 2-day event. And I went by there on yesterday and supported the event and got a chance to watch about 6 games or so. And Jeffrey Day and his whole staff, they did a pretty good job. Sometimes, you got to realize when young people are in the midst, everybody don't have the same budgets to do everything. So what they did, they proved that they didn't have the money to go hire a sanitation company. They rolled up their sleeves and they had their own stuff with the gloves on.
Wow.
and spraying down themselves during the intermission of games, which was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, you got to get it out the mud. Get it how you live, and it was cool. They were doing that stuff themselves, and also I like the fact that they were providing utilizing social media to keep the community informed after every game about different results and stuff. I promised I was going to do my recap on that event from one day I was there. I'm going to provide it on RCS Sports, and that will be on tomorrow after I go and sift through a lot of my notes. But I do know I can provide you guys with a couple of names to go and chew on. If you're a college coach and you're watching, this past week, we had one young man named Jake Arnold who picked up his first Division I offer to HBU. That's his first Division I offer. And Jake Arnold goes to Katy Taylor High School. He's about 6'2". He's a guard who has a pretty solid reputation around Greater Houston as one of the top shooters. And this is a white kid who's earned that reputation, but for knocking down shots. He played with the Texas Takeover during the grassroots season, and just one of those guys that he could have went and played on one of the sneaker teams, but probably would have had to take a very reserve role with one of those teams, one of those programs. So what he did was he got with a team he was comfortable with, his friends, and they played. He excelled, picked up an offer from HBU. He was in action, Hatter, this past weekend. That Katy Taylor team, Atascocita split their teams into half because they're so loaded, so deep.
Wow.
Which is very smart for Atascocita.
Wow.
Because you playing with a running clock and stuff. How you gonna have 14 guys?
Yeah.
So they played 2 teams and they split them in half. And Katy Taylor beat both of their teams this past weekend. They beat one half, then beat the other half. So in their minds, they say, well, hell, you lump them together. We take all of them if y'all want to get down with
Don't get it twisted.
But y'all know, don't. Hey, take that win and run with it.
Going on about your business.
And because Jake Arnold was probably one of the tallest guys on this team. They probably had, I think they only had like maybe 2 guys. Well, maybe 2 other guys that were taller than him, but nobody was really had. But the Tassita's not a tall team at all. Their tallest guy is about 6'5". So it was really intriguing because Jake Arnold went opposite Caleb Stewart. Doug Jones has Caleb Stewart in the top 10 on RCS Sports in the ranking. Jake Arnold is like number 25. And Jake Arnold brought the business to Caleb Stewart on yesterday. I was there. Brought the business. And this is what I tell people. And I asked Jeffrey there, I said, well, man, how I was talking with Jeffrey Day and look Corey. I'm sorry, look Courtney Brooks and a couple other cats. And I was asking them, okay, so explain to me, how can if Sloan has this kid like in his top 3, Doug has him pretty high, or had him pretty high. You know, how did that take place? And what I'm seeing right now, because I know I liked him. I like Caleb Stewart, but he committed to Louisiana Tech, you know? And they say, well, he had a very good camp. Think at like Sloan camp, a very good camp. I say, but that's one weekend. Just one weekend. So and that goes to support my theory, Hatter, that, and I'm pledging myself to do it. If I got to do it all my damn self, RCS Sports starting next quarter, we're going to update rankings every damn month. Because you know what happens? They playing too much basketball. So what happens is, if a kid played last month, he had a good camp last month, and that's gonna linger all the way on, and he plays nonchalantly, then he don't get that, don't even factor into the equation. Well, 1 month to month, it's gonna change this. Kim and Jackson say rankings do not matter. Yeah, if that's your narrative.
Yeah, if that's your narrative.
Let me tell you something. If that's your narrative, then run with it. But I'm gonna tell you, they do.
It matters to some people.
They do, Kim. Let me tell you that rankings have an economic value.
No, I think she's saying when the guys show up and play. I hope that's what she's saying.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Rankings don't matter. Yeah. But no, but rankings serve as motivation to a lot of people. And what happens?
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I want to hear that story because I love Caleb Stewart, but he got to understand, whenever he play against somebody, he got to tear their head off.
You're supposed to.
You know,
you expect it to, especially when you get thrust up in the top 5 or the top 10. And you have to. And that's the thing. Or guess what? Ask him to take your ass out of there. I also none of you guys call and say, man, you got me too high. Bump me down a little bit. Bump my kid down a little bit. And I've seen parents, or I've seen high school coaches ask me to do that several times. Hey, man, don't rank him high. Or, hey, Hicks, don't rank our team this high. Don't rank the kid that high. Because you know why, though? And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh.
Some coaches know that some of their kids can't handle being ranked that high. Everybody can't handle being Hollywood. Remember that. And we'll leave you guys on that note until tomorrow. And realize we got to go in this overtime set. Make sure you share the show.
Yes.
If you hadn't done so already. Share today's show to your timelines, to your friends. We got to get up out of here, guys. Hey, Monday Night Football tonight. Watch these Raiders tie me up. You know, I got the Raiders +6. You know, mind you. I understand now, because Haller told me that the wide receiver ain't playing for New Orleans. Now, if the wide receiver playing tonight, then that means he lied to me.
No, he ain't playing, Jim. If he playing, then you can have him. Wait a minute. If he playing, you can have him. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just saying now. They're letting you know.
We got a deal.
So that's the thing. And like I said, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And for you guys.
I know what. Ain't it funny that I'm always winning, Jimmy? But
how?
Don't. Hey, I just.
Haller, we tied up. We tied up.
Man, Yabba Dabba do this thing. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you.
We tied up. Listen, I'm Anthony Day. I'm AD with the ball. We tied. Listen, I got one shot. You up by 1 point. Watch this 3-pointer tonight. Watch this 3. Watch the way. You know, Chucky. I can't stand. I'm not a big fan of Chucky, but tonight I just think the moon and the stars are aligned for the Raiders to win their opener in Vegas for money's sake, if nothing else. But anyway, I drop shot on behalf of Robert Haller. I'm Jim Hicks. It's time to slide on down. Dino's back and Yabba Dabba do this thing on this Monday. We'll see you guys in 22 hours. We up out of here. Peace. Chop shop.
Yeah.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in. Retro. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop.